which is very interesting one because we have such interesting, also a bit different programs in agriculture, environmental sciences, and they are very like seem to be also very popular because of the searches and the amount of people that want to study this one. And here's the agenda. Of course, I will be presenting all of them separately. This program from Dr. 𝘱𝘢𝘳𝘵𝘯𝘨 will be rescheduled. I will let you know when, but before that, I will also share with you the webinar recording, the previous webinar recording that you can also watch, because not many things have changed, and you can also recall if you want to know more about this presentation as a video mode there as well. Before that, I want to mention who is behind today's session. As you know, this is My German University, which is a database of English short study programs. And here you can find fully or partially English short study programs. And now you can even find fully German short study programs, but I believe today's focus will be more on English language. And why this study finder is nice and useful, because it has lots of adjustable filters that are very user-friendly and help you to find a desirable program in a short time, because you can already write the input from your side about your, let's say, work experience, about your English score, and many other things. And then the filter will show you relevant programs. So I believe it's very nice, because you will not be able to browse all 3,800 programs until you have a lot of extra time. We also advise you to check out the articles. Even today, if there are broader questions about scholarships and visa and similar things, I'll be sharing those articles because they provide comprehensive information in different languages about country specifics as well. For example, visa waiting times in, I don't know, whatever country. And this is really useful. And what is also important, that this articles are written by internationals who try to touch upon the points that are mostly important for other internationals when they apply. So it's not only a summary of information that you also can find on the internet everywhere. The articles, as I mentioned, are translated into multiple languages, so maybe you can also read them in your native one. And webinars. Webinars is the most interactive part, because you have a chance to directly talk to program representatives, as we do today. And we're always very thankful for their time to join, present, and even more stay for the Q&A. So because if I was applying and I had application-related questions, it would be really motivating to attend this webinar or similar webinars and then directly already connect with program representatives. And of course, we have general webinars when we talk about broader topics like UniAssist, scholarships, visa, and studying in Germany. And there, my colleagues, Marie and Oliver, and sometimes, or for example, tomorrow, I will be talking about visa application, how it looks like, what is a blocked account, etc., etc. And there as well, we have this live Q&A part where you can already there ask your broader questions, not program specific only. And we will be happy to assist you in this regard as well. And of course, our team, we are based in Hamburg, Germany. But the team is international and counseling also in multiple languages. And these are only some of the languages that we speak. Now, if you use our study finder, you can also combine multiple subjects. So today I mentioned agriculture, environmental science. And you see that I have 2 selections. And then you can apply all the different requirements in terms of application, university type, program type, finances, etc., etc. A very natural breakdown will be into bachelor and masters, and then you can filter for English-only programs. But it could be the case that some programs are English only, but have a German component in terms of German courses. So this is also a nice thing, because you will be improving your skills. If you don't know how it feels studying this subject in German, you can check out the subject pages, which provide a broader overview of rankings, tuition fees, application, admission requirements, language requirements. But always please take into account that, and it's also very, very important, that all programs, even from the same universities, are very different in terms of, let's say, GPA score or English scores they are accepting. That's why it's only broader information we provide here. And then you can check all program profiles individually, and there you have all the application documents, deadlines, scores they're accepting, already relevant for this specific program. So it's always very, very important to check each program individually. And this is another advice I want to give, that you shouldn't be guided by only names or city names or rankings, because once again, all programs are very different, unique, and this should be a program profile that is the one that you want to study according to program profile, not because it's only located somewhere. A brief overview of the university landscape in Germany. We know that not in many countries there are these differentiations between universities and universities of applied sciences. What I want to mention is that when you hear university, usually programs offered by universities are more research and theory oriented, while universities of applied sciences usually provide more application practice oriented programs. Of course, there could be some like different cases on both sides. Therefore, again, program profiles matters. And another advice will be to search for programs, unless you know the exact program you are looking for, by subject, not try to guess program names, because not all are simply called Master in Agriculture or Bachelor in Agriculture. So it's always nice to search for subject and then already check the narrowed down or filtered list of the programs. I forgot to mention that when you search by subject, you can again then rank or list programs according to location or deadlines or some other filter. So again, you can always have this list to make it shorter and stuff. All right. Now, first, thankfully, we have Dr. 𝘗𝘓𝘕𝘄𝘓𝘕 with us, who'll be talking about Master in AgriGenomics. And the program details, like really short blick is on the slide, but you will hear much more from her. That's why I stop the screen share and give the mic directly to Dr. 𝘗𝘓𝘕.
Yeah, thank you very much. Let me first share my screen. And we can start. You see my screen? Okay, that looks very good. Then we can start. Thank you for the introduction. I'm very happy to represent the AgriGenomics Master Course at Kiel University. My name is 𝘗𝘓𝘕𝘄𝘓𝘕, and I am the coordinator of the program at Kiel University. Maybe just the agenda for today's talk. So I'm going to talk about AgriGenomics a little bit, give you a short introduction about Kiel and Kiel University, the features of AgriGenomics, who is in charge, who is the managing board and the program committee, then talking about application procedure, which I know it's the most important part for you guys at this point, and then maybe some details about semester schedules at Kiel University that might be different to the countries of your origin. I very shortly discussed the study plan of AgriGenomics, mandatory and elective modules, talk about tuition, visa, which is another very important subject to discuss. And at the end, I will show you some important links that might be helpful for your search in the future. So why AgriGenomics? What is it? What do we want to do? So we all know that the application of genomics in agriculture can and have revolutionized basically the agriculture in the recent years. And our aim in this program is to equip ourselves and the students to be able to use this genomics tool to improve the productivity and sustainability in both crop and livestock breeding. So, and that's something I want to mention specifically. So we are not only dealing with crops in this program, with plants, we also deal with livestock. We started the program in winter semester 2011-12. So the next batch would be then the 15th batch of the program that has been successfully running since then. As of February 2025, we have had 1,600 applications from 72 different countries so far, and 276 students enrolled. Where is Kiel? before I came here, I didn't know where it is, so I had to also look it up, and I'm sure it's also the case for some of you. So it's located by the Baltic Sea in the north of Germany, Kiel University, that you can nicely see here in this figure. I can maybe try to show you my laser point. Yeah, so Kiel University, here is a picture of the campus, was founded in 1665, has 8 faculties, around 27,000 students. We have 12 Nobel Prize winners in this university, we have had. And yeah, since 2006, Kiel University is a member of German Universities Excellence Initiative. Yeah, so why agrigenomics and concentrating on the application of genomics in agriculture has become important? Well, in the recent years, we have had access to most of the important plant and animal species genome sequences, which gave us a deeper insight into evolutionary processes and adaptation of those species. Also gave us possibilities and opportunities for selection and improvement of crops and animals, maybe in a more efficient way, and gave us deep understanding of also, for example, metabolic pathways and pathogen and plant interaction processes. As we go further in the field of agriculture, we are moving more and more away from use of chemical pesticides, for example, for improvement of crops and high yield, and into increasing the genetic improvement of the crops and improve the crops on the genetic level, so we can use them then in our cultivation system. And therefore, in the recent years, especially, we have felt that we really need specialists in both agricultural production and also applications of genomic and application of genomic tools in breeding and production of crops and livestock. And therefore, we basically launched this program. So if you are interested to apply for this program, you should know that the fields of study that we basically target are agriculture, genetics, molecular biology, botany, and zoology. So with any of these backgrounds, you can apply for this program. We have students here who have never worked with plants before, but they have a background in zoology, for example, and they join the program. The duration is 4 semesters, including the master thesis, and in total you will get 120 European Credit Transfer System, so ECTS, for this program. What are the career perspectives after you finish? Well, since we have had it for almost 15 years now, I can tell you that many of our previous students, they ended up working in the industry. Some of them continued in academia. They finished their PhD first and then started working at postdocs. Some of them are even working at higher levels, like assistant and associate professors in different universities all around the world, some in Germany, but also some went back to their countries and started working there. And they are both possible. So I can tell you that many of our students are at companies also today and working in the industry. So this is then your decision after this 2 years, how you would like to continue, but the program will basically equip you with all that you need to be successful in both academia and industry. Okay, who is organizing the program? Professor Christian Jung and Professor 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘥 are the professors who basically organized and basically suggested this program at the very beginning, and they are both spokesmen of this program. And then we have Professor Mühling, Professor 𝘱, and Professor Stamm, who are basically in the managing board and program committee. As I already mentioned, I'm also the coordinator and advisor of the program. Yeah, the important slide with the application procedure and deadlines. Deadline for application is 15th of April every year. That means the next application period would be from March 1st until April 15th of 2025. This is something we have fixed every year. And you know that between March and middle of April, you can apply for the program. Application is only possible through UniAssist, which I understood that Nino will give you also maybe some introduction to that in some of her webinars. You have to register there and you have to pay a fee for the application, but these are the details that Nino probably tell you later. In our program, the admission is only possible in winter semester. So we don't accept new students in summer semester. So starting from April, our program always starts in October, end of October. What do you require? What do you need for this application procedure? We need a letter of motivation that is very important for us. So this is not, you know, some paperwork that we would like to have from you. We read this letter very carefully, and this shows us your motivation for this program and why you are excited to be a part of this program, and therefore is very important for us. Then, of course, your bachelor certificate and transcripts of records are important. Maybe I add here, because this happens every year, some of you still haven't finished their bachelor's and they don't have their final bachelor certificate. This is absolutely fine. You can apply with a preliminary certificate, maybe just mentioning how many modules or how many credits you have already achieved. And by the time, if you are selected for the program, by the time that you want to enroll at Kiel University later, before October, to start the program, then you should have your certification from your bachelor degree. Then some school education certificates are required. We need an English knowledge proof that I will come to in a few minutes. That's also a subject of question every year. I get a lot of emails with, okay, I have this certificate and that certificate, and if it's accepted. We have all of this very clearly defined on our website. I'm gonna mention you also in a few minutes, but again, if you are unsure, you can, of course, write me and I will try to help you. Yeah, and then if you had, for example, any kind of internships, you worked previously in the field, and you have some certifications that show those qualifications, of course, you are free to submit those, but these are not mandatory. So this is not a requirement for the program that you have, for example, a previous work certificate or an internship. Only if you have them, you can apply. And then there is an APS certificate from from applicants from some countries that is required. It is changing every year. I mean, maybe Nino knows more than me which countries now need an APS for Germany. We also know that that is a problem every year, because, for example, last year for applicants from India, there was a very long line for, applying for this certificate, and therefore some students were very late to get it. And we tried to then, bend ourselves a little bit and provide some flexibility when it comes to APS, that, okay, even if you don't have the APS, you can enroll and then you will provide the APS later. But this can also be problematic. You should check if your country needs to provide that certificate. Which bachelor degrees? As I mentioned, in agricultural science and biology, of course, this is the background of our course. So you can apply with any bachelor degree related to these fields, bioinformatics, biochemistry, genetics, and anything related to that. We would accept bachelor degrees with a final grade of B- or higher. So that would be then the minimum requirement that we have for the bachelor certificate. After you submit your documents through UniAssist, in latest at 15th of April, in May, the steering committee sits together and goes through all your documents, the bachelor document, especially the letter of motivation. Again, I would like to stress that that is a very important letter and document for meeting a selection here for the steering committee, and if you have any further qualifications. And if you are selected for the program, you will receive first, right after this meeting, where the selection is going to be taken place, I would say already in May, end of May, maybe latest, you will receive a preliminary letter from us that you have been selected for the program. And then there will be an official letter that you would receive from International Center of Kiel University sometime later. We try to, of course, accelerate this, but with that initial preliminary letter that we send you, you can already apply for visa. So please just go ahead and do it if you receive that letter from us in May. Because often even finding appointments in embassies is critical and problematic. So I would suggest you should go ahead and get your appointment as soon as possible. And then hopefully the letter from the International Center will be there in time also for your interview. What are our language requirements? Well, you can see them here. I don't want to read over the text, but we accept TOEFL and IELTS, as you see with the minimum criteria that is mentioned here. If you have studied in a German school, but in English, and have had English classes for 8 years, that would be accepted for us. And if you have lived for a minimum of 6 months in a native English-speaking country, it would be accepted for us. I receive emails every day almost that, well, yeah, I'm from India or Pakistan, and in our university, we always speak English. All the lectures are in English. Is it accepted or not? If you can provide me a letter from your university that all the courses have been taught in English, all the exams have been taken in English, then it's okay. Then you don't need to provide any other certificate. So we are very flexible when it comes to language requirement, but of course the program is in English and you should be able to speak and write and read in English very well. So this is very important. You should be very honest to yourself. If you think it's not possible, then I don't think this program is for you. Okay, maybe I give you a very short overview of the dates for the next batch, which would start then in October 2025. Hopefully many of you are among the students. Then we have the freshers welcome. We usually have a freshers welcome meeting on the very first day of the semester, where we meet all the new students and try to help them, guide them through the procedures that have to be taken in the first days. The lectures start on this day and they end in February. So we just had the end of lectures for the last batch last week. And the examination periods are usually before and after each semester. So right after the winter semester ends, the examination period starts, and the second examination period would be right before the next semester starts in April. When would the summer semester or spring semester start? That would be then in April. The end of lectures is in July, and then you have again 2 weeks of examination. Once in July, and then in October again, you have, before the start of the next winter semester, your next examination period. The examination system here is a bit different, maybe compared to many of the countries you are from, but this is something we will discuss with you when you start the course, and you will get also from our examination office here some guidelines how to register for the exams, and that's nothing you should be worried about at this point. Okay, how would the study plan look like? So the study is basically composed of mandatory and elective modules that you can see here in dark gray and light gray colors. So in total, we have 10 mandatory and 6 elective modules, including your master thesis. So the 10 mandatory include also your master thesis. And the courses have very diverse structures. I will show you in the next slide. You have seminars, practical courses, lectures, excursions, many different possibilities to basically improve your skills, not only, you know, in a seminar room or in a lecture room, but also in the lab or in the field, depending on the fields that you are interested in. We also have optional off-campus internships and master theses that can be done outside Kiel in Germany. Also in neighboring countries, we have had students who have had done their thesis, for example, in Sweden, in Denmark. These are things we can organize when you are here, but this should be, of course, discussed with the examination office, and then it can be done. Yeah, so I show you a very brief overview of the mandatory courses that we offer. So these are 9 courses, which together with your master thesis would be then 10. And you can see the lecturers with the colors. We tried to show the composition of the course. So you see here in blue, you see the courses that offer lectures only, but then we have seminars in purple or practical courses in light gray, and then excursions in orange and exercises. So you see that our courses basically consist of all these different types of activities that are supposed to help you learn the topics much better. These are the elective modules. You don't need to take them all. We have a big pool of elective modules, I would say, that you can choose from, so that you have the number that is required for your 120 credits that you need to take at the end of your master degree. And yeah, so we offer courses in many different directions. In breeding, if you are interested in plant breeding or animal breeding, we have courses. Then we have plant nutrition courses. We have different types of, for example, phytomedicine courses, biotechnology courses, and so on. Microbiome, soil microbiome, you can decide what you would like to do for your elective courses, and you can select whatever you like. Again, those courses are also all consisting of different activities. It's not always just lectures or seminars. You have the possibility to also work in the lab, attend an excursion, work in the field. So this is all basically considered in our program. Okay, come to tuition. We don't really have tuition here at Kiel University. You will pay a fee for semester enrollment, which basically includes costs for public transportation here, and also the student service 𝘱𝘢𝘕𝑒𝑛berg, Schleswig-Holstein. When you are here, you will get to know their service. If you need to apply for a visa, which is the case for most of you, I suggest you please apply at a sufficient time in advance, because that is unfortunately a bit of a problem every year, that the students would not make it in time for the program. I can tell you from the side of the AgriGenomics program, we try to be as flexible as possible. We offer the students, they can come here up to middle of January the next day, the next year, the following year. That means more than maybe 1.5 months after the start of the course, because we know that many of the students will have problems with visa and traveling to Germany. But we offer a practical course at the end of January for the first semester students. This is going to be done in the lab, which is very important and is a requirement for your future modules and courses that you want to take. So that's why everybody who can't be here until 15th of January, unfortunately, cannot attend the course for the batch, for the year that the batch is supposed to attend the course. But we also offer that they can join the program in the following year. So if they couldn't make it for any reason until January, we will keep their enrollment also for the next year, and then they can attend next year. But then they should be here on time. So I know that this basically causes a lot of, let's say, worrying and uncertainties, but we try to find a solution. The International Center of Kiel University is also very active and tries to help the students, the applicants, as much as possible. We, as I said, we provide the possibility that you can attend the first courses, so the first 2 months of courses basically online, so you can also attend from your countries if it hasn't been possible to travel. But then if you didn't make it until 15th of January, I would recommend that you basically join the course in the following year, because then you will be here in time and you wouldn't miss so much of the course, I would say, if you come too late. Yeah. Anyways, we have some links. The International Center provides also some extra information. So please visit these links and get into touch with the responsible people. And for accommodation, we also have the 𝘗𝘢𝘪𝘥𝘪𝘯𝘨 here that basically takes care of that. But I can tell you there are also some bottlenecks there. So, but they always try to help and provide you some extra options for finding the accommodation. So now I would like to show you some important links. First of all, and please, I would like to remind everybody that on our AgriGenomics website, we have all the information that you need to apply for this program. And I have the link up here. So please just go to the link. There are different fields. You can see what you are looking for and you can find all the information there. There is basically nothing that you need to know and is not written there. But anyways, if you had any doubts, please don't hesitate to contact me and I will try to help. Then the Uni Assist that you have to apply through. Then we have the International Center, again, when it comes to visa, later, hopefully after you are admitted to the program. When it comes to visa application and also housing application, it's good to get in touch with International Center. If you want to have information about Kiel University, the Faculty of Agricultural and Nutritional Sciences, you can, of course, look at the links. You have my email address. You will find it also on our website that you can then contact me directly if you had questions. And if you are already looking for opportunities for funding here in Europe, we also have a link that can hopefully help you. And with this, I come to the end of my presentation. Thanks for your attention, and I'm happy to take your questions.
Thank you very much, Dr. Emrani, for all the details. I copied all the links you shared, so they are already in chat. In addition, there is an APS article, letter of motivation tips, and visa articles, especially for visa processing time.
Very good.
They are all, thank you. And also your email is there, so they all feel free to just take a note, just copy them, and feel free to then check out after today's session.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you very much, Swapnil, for taking the questions. I saw you answered very, very comprehensively all of them. Thank you very much for this. We would still voice some of them, but the ones that got your answers like in a comprehensive way, they are very happy, I hope. So thank you very much. And thank you, Professor Brunn, for making it. From the beginning, I said, we will see if we have 3 presentations or 2. So dear attendees, we have luckily 3 presentations. And now let's move across the country from Kiel to Trier and listen to another program, Master in Environmental Sciences. Professor Brunn will present. I stop the screen share and the mic is yours.
Okay, now it should work. Thank you for inviting me to present here our master course on environmental science. My name is 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘵𝘠𝘪. I'm professor here at Trier University. Actually, to just produce a link to the previous presentation, I was born in Kiel, and so my job sent me then to Trier. So in case you come from some kind of background like agricultural sciences, forestry, biology, environmental engineering, and for sure everything which is related to environmental sciences, you might be interested in this master course we offer. It's also a fully English spoken, fully taught master's course. And so in case you are interested in topics like not only to understand the natural processes and status of our environment, but maybe also to learn something about contaminated sites and waste management, species and biotope protection and nature conservation, soil ecology, soil protection, geoinformation, emission control, environmental services, agriculture, forestry, landscape planning, politics and governance, raw materials, energy management, and water management. You might be interesting to come to Trier to study here environmental sciences. So just give some numbers here. Trier University was in the brief introduction was shown. Trier is to the very west of Germany, just approaching Luxembourg and France in that corner. And so our university is a medium-sized university. We have 10,500 students, and in the faculty of the spatial and environmental sciences, where our environmental sciences is located with 1,000 students, around 200 professors in total and 18 in our faculty, and several scientists and technical assistants helping us with the teaching and with all the practical stuff. So this is also maybe something relevant, so that this master course you will also attend several practicals which are also outside in the field, that you learn how to sample the environment, how to read the environment when you're outside, and then to bring the samples into the laboratory, continue there with analytical work, and then finally continue with analytical work with the computer, that you really start to interpret and model your data. So from the students I mentioned, we're quite proud that our environmental science master's course is well accepted under students coming from abroad. So we can say roughly it's about 50% who are coming from abroad. So there's quite a big community from wherever you will come. Probably you will quickly find your peer group of students coming from the same region of the world. Trier University itself, very briefly, it's one of the rather new universities. So just a few years ago, we had our 50th anniversary. So you will find a very modern campus university, which is on top of the, well, you can say mountain, and down in the valley is the city of Trier. At the same time, we are quite old university, because originally it was already founded in 1473, but then at end of the 18th century, Napoleon Bonaparte came and closed it down. So there's only a few remainders in downtown city Trier, where you find the left buildings from the old university. Now, when we focus on the environmental sciences or the whole faculty, so you will find for especially departments and topics related to geology, hydrology, soil science, environmental remote sensing, geoinformatics and data management, and environmental meteorology. So this is like the backbone, together with biogeochemistry, the backbone here of our the disciplines who will teach the different courses. But there's other colleagues which are especially allocated together in another master's course, but unfortunately, as this is until today still in German, and we're planning to have it also in English in the next years. But for you, it's not so relevant. So this is all these bio-related disciplines, but they are also offering courses for our environmental sciences, together also with colleagues from geography, which are then grouped under this keyword of the spatial sciences, and definitely also other colleagues from other faculties which are somehow really dealing with environment, like economy, environmental law, even environmental psychology, also contributing. So again, this is now the list of the most relevant disciplines which are contributing here. In the background, you see one previous study where students had to go up into the canopy of the trees and measure respiration of trees. Now, just to highlight also a few pictures here from who is behind that. So team here of a number of professors, and actually at the moment we are in the status of reunification. Lots of young colleagues are now joining us and stepping in for the older ones. So now, what is really offered with this environmental science course, and typically it starts in the winter semester. This is because in that winter semester we offer an overview of all the relevant disciplines you may come across in your further studies. And so it's definitely highly recommended and actually not ideal to start. Sorry, it's recommended to start in the winter semester and vice versa, not ideal to start in the summer. So because here you will see topics like environmental system analysis, multivariate statistics, and then a set of disciplines where you can choose 4 out of these 5, so geoinformatics, for example, environmental remote sensing, atmospheric boundary layer, which is related to meteorology. The geology colleagues present the geological hazards and the environmental soil science. And the idea is that through this first semester, you will really get an idea how you would like to specialize. And for this, we offer 3 different specialization. Actually, it's even 4. And number 1 is the entitled environmental monitoring and pollution assessment. So here you're more focusing on what are kind of pollution do I find in the terrestrial environment, in biota, especially plants, in the aquatic environment, to learn, to know these problems, not only from theory, but also then really from practical work. Leading to questions of ecotoxicology, and this can be then flanked by a set of elective courses where you can choose then between a big set of different elective courses and further give your studies a certain specification, or you decide you really want to do it very general, which is not on this list, is now since just 1 year. We have also so-called general study or studium generale. So here you are even allowed to elect one course which comes from any discipline you would like. Everything which is offered at University of Trier. Now, the second specialization is much more into I could say computer-related work, so as the environmental remote sensing and modeling, or so here you can really focus on geodata evaluation, working with remote sensing techniques, or you focus more in blue highlighted the meteorological disciplines. So here you will in both you will work very much with really big data. So satellite produced data, for example, and work on high regional, if not even nationwide level of wherever you are in the world, to solve then these more spatial related questions. Also here you have a choice then to go deeper in the other one or the other additional topics with these elective courses. And then the number 3 is, this is more related to what we call then management related things, so environmental environmental conservation and restoration management. And so here you see modules entitled like nature conservation, restoration, polluted site remediation, environmental management and resource economics, soil use, sustainable management. So this is then here where you more work like how can I manage, organize, for example, nature protection and things like this, or waste management in the environment. So these are the things which are mostly tackled here. Again, the set of 3 courses. What I didn't mention is now the 4th semester and the so-called research project in the 3rd semester. So here in the 4th semester is then the master's thesis, And with this, you will complete, and you will see in each semester you can get 30 credit points. And you finish with the master thesis, and to already start prepare for the master thesis, try to identify a topic you would like to work on. We have in the previous semester the so-called research project, where you can do then some or will do theoretical background work, present your topic and ideas, and then you keep on going with mostly very practical master thesis we offer. So they are typically connected that you really go to the field, take samples, and work on that. Now, what kind of topics are offered? And here I just highlight here a few things, don't go through each and everything, but you see there's quite a wide range from ecotourism, erosion modeling, land use, water security, soil properties, renewable energy, geological classification, and so on. So a lot of things are offered in different areas of the world. And here just to highlight, so definitely we are well equipped with laboratories and analytical devices to be used in the field or in the laboratory. So this is also skills we want to teach you, we want to train you, not on each and every instrument, but at least as soon as you decide, I want to take this special module with a practical course, or I want to do this master thesis, we will train you to also be able to handle these kinds of instruments. Now, also here, just a few contact information. So if you have questions, you can definitely contact me. Forgot to add my email. But we also have a student mentor, 𝘗𝘢𝘪𝘥𝘪𝘯𝘨. His photograph looks like he's an old professor, but he's not. He's a very funny guy. So don't hesitate to contact him. Or we have our student council, the Fachschaft, so the representatives from the students. And we also have, and when it comes in that you say, okay, now I successfully applied and I will get accepted in Trier, and for each the practical things, you can then contact here the Student Affairs International Office. The colleague here, Assis Yüksek, can take then questions and help you. Just to come up with a few facts here now, how to apply. So I mentioned, so typically you will apply for the winter semester. Application time is May, end of May, then the application time will expire. And what is needed, we also are happy when we get your motivation letter, so we really know why you want to come. And what also is needed, definitely your certificate for the bachelor course, or if you already did a master's, and this is also welcome. And here we, or the group which will go through the applications will also check whether enough of the courses we offer in the first semester are covered. Because here we got the experience if somebody comes and for example, we had students coming from architecture or mathematics, and they were really skilled and highly motivated, but they had never heard about hydrology, about geology, about soil science, about meteorology, about remote sensing. And so we learned that these persons can get really lost in the first semester, because we start we expect that the bachelors have the bachelor's knowledge on that disciplines. So you are cordially invited to visit our website. So just Google Trier University and you will find it, or email me, and we can provide you with further information or a quick self-test where you can quickly just tick mark and say, well, yeah, I have background in this and that, and they can then directly find out by yourself, is it meaningful that I apply or not. What else is needed? You have to have English knowledge, and you must show it. Unfortunately, Trier University is not as flexible as our colleagues from Kiel. So here really only persons from native speaking countries, and this is UK, Ireland, US, and a few more are accepted as native speakers. All others have to provide either a TOEFL or ELTS or UniCert or Cambridge certificate of English knowledge. unfortunately. So it doesn't help when you say all my bachelor course was teach in English. Unfortunately, we couldn't convince our administration to accept that until now. What else? If you enroll and you get accepted, but you encounter problems with the visa status, which is quite often the case, then your application is still valid until the summer semester. So then you could also start in the summer semester knowing that it's not ideal, because you will end up then in seminars and courses which already require the knowledge from the first semester, from the winter semester. Last thing is another small drawback, maybe. University of Trier does not cooperate with UniAssist, so it does not work to send applications or files through this. Okay, with this, I would like to end with a few more pictures. So if you go to Trier, where would you end up? Trier is a nice small city. So it's a small one among the big cities in Germany. Actually, it's the oldest city of Germany. So it has quite a lot of history, starting from the Romans and going through the medieval times up to a modern, nice city. And for environmental sciences might be interesting. The proof that Trier is the oldest city of Germany comes from environmental sciences, because a pole of the first Roman bridge was excavated from the river, the Mosel River, and with the help of dendrochronology, it was found out that it was from this age. And it was written in the books that together with the bridge, the city was founded. So we find ourselves among the middle of the typical smaller cities, the typical university cities in Germany. And with this, I hope I could give you some useful information, and hope to see you in Trier. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor, for all the details you provided. Dear attendees, the relevant emails are in chat. As for the application, it's done through the university system, which also has application fee of 70 euros. And I believe
Yes.
it shouldn't be difficult to also apply through the university system. The direct link is also in chat. Now, since Angelika already started, I will not share my screen share. I will just right away give the mic to 𝘗𝘓𝘵, where we listen to another program about dairy science.
Hello, everybody. Yes.
Angelika, we cannot see it yet. It's still loading. So you just do an intro and I give you a sign.
Okay. Yeah, very good. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our next presentation. We are going back to Kiel. My name is Angelika 𝘱𝘓𝘳, and I'm the study program coordinator of the master program on dairy science. And I'm also guiding you through the presentation today through our study program to give you some information on what it is about and what are the contents, and some information also about application and some more. Maybe we start with the, I have to see why it's not proceeding. Maybe you have to wait a bit until the slides build up. The general idea about the dairy science program, it's a program within animal science, agricultural animal science, also a bit within food science. The general idea is to give you an overall overview on the whole process chain around milk production, also including economics, farm business, and also food processing. Means we start with topics like animal breeding, animal feeding, animal husbandry, overall farm management, but also topics like milking technology, animal welfare and behavior, and as I said, also food processing as a minor part within the program. The first question I often get from students or interested students or applicants is, it's a nice program, I'm interested in it, but what can I do afterwards with it? And here I just wanted to give you a short overview on some careers perspective. The program is running for 7 years now, and some of the students are finished already and graduated from the program. And the question is, what are they doing today? So a good share of our students, maybe it's a bit overrepresented here, but a good share of our students are heading for a PhD, doctorate afterwards for research position at a university, not only in Germany, but also Europe, US. And this can be within different areas. The program is covering a very large area, and also the career perspectives are later on can be based on many areas like artificial intelligence in farm management, milking robots, precision livestock farming, animal welfare, general topics like animal breeding or animal nutrition, but also we talked about environment before, and sustainability. That could also be a topic of graduates from our dairy science program. On the other hand, we also have applicants who are later on rather would like to work in the industry, and there we have possibilities to work in food industry, to work in agriculture engineering industries like milking specialists, also to work in organizations like the EFCN, a cooperation partner also within the study program within Kiel. And a good share of students also would like to stay on farm, work as a herd manager on German or European dairy farms later on. Although I have to say that maybe just based on the study program, you don't get enough knowledge for a herd to work as a herd manager later on. Here I really have to pronounce that it's mainly also practical experience that you have with you either before the study program or after the study program to gain further practical experience and link the contents from the study program to it to add on this information or this experience. Where do our students come from? In general, from all over the world. So starting here from Asia and several regions around Asia, New Zealand, African continent, also heading around to South America, Mid-America, coming back to Europe, and also from Germany. So we do have students from all over the world, which gives also a good view and a good mixture into the study program. So what is the background of our students? As it is a study program that is based on agriculture and animal science, many students do have a background in animal science or veterinary science or veterinary medicine. It's probably also the share of our students. And a few students also have a background in agriculture science, agriculture engineering, and also food science, food and nutrition, or some other areas like biotechnology, genetic area engineering, or dairy technology, as you can see here. So in general, it's possible to study the program with different backgrounds. It's just important that you have the basic knowledge in animal production, animal science that you can base on, and then later on can add the information from the study program. The bachelor in animal science or in related disciplines is also the basics for your application to the program. You must have a grade good, means that your grade from your bachelor degree must be above the average of the degree grading program at your university. This is one of the main requirements. Like in the other programs, you also have to prove your English language proficiency. And although we are also here at the Kiel University, for the study program in dairy science, we only accept the language proficiency tests like IELTS or TOEFL. So just a document from your university is not enough in our case. So you definitely have to bring one of the tests. If you don't have the tests ready at hand at the time of application, you can upload a proof of being registered to one of the eligible tests. And then we keep your application pending until we get the test result. So this is possible. Another thing that you have to bring with you is the basic knowledge in animal science and on-farm milk production, especially if your bachelor degree is not within the area of animal science and holds not enough information in this area. You still can apply for the dairy science program, but then you have to bring this basic knowledge in animal science by, for example, work experience, internships around 3 or 6 months, depending if they have been full-time or half-time internships. Or maybe you have some academic experience, you joined courses, you did already some research of publications in this area. This could also be accepted as subject-specific experience. It will then be assessed by the examination board. This takes some time, and that's also the reason why our deadline is very early, already March 15. So the application via UniAssist started already on February 3. And yeah, you will have to upload all your documents until mid of March if you would like to start this winter semester. View on the application within UniAssist. So that's the application portal for all international students. National students, please send the documents directly to us. You can find more information about this on our website. So if you search or look for the course, you have to search for dairy science, of course. Please also make sure that you look for the winter semester. If there is still summer semester within the search criteria, you won't find the course. So, change it to winter semester. We are Christian Albrechts University to Kiel. You heard already about the university and location in the first presentation. It's located very much in the north here from Germany, and it's a very good area also for milk production because it's a very mild climate with a lot of grassland and pastures around. Yeah, and applications, as I said, must be submitted via UniAssist until mid of March 2025. You can find some more information about the dairy science program on our website. It's easy to find. Just look for the keywords dairy science and uni-kiel.de. On our website, you can find more information about the admission requirements, the application procedures, and also about the program design and module contents. And you can find some quick links that link also to further support programs within our university. There's, for example, the FIT program to make international talents fit for the labor market later on. There's a special link to German language programs, and we recommend all students to start early to learn German language, especially if you want to stay later on in Germany. It's very important to be able to communicate in German, and there are very good programs now available also at our university. There are also the links to the International Center and so on. The Dairy Science program is one of our study programs within the Faculty of Agriculture and Nutritional Science. Some of you might also call it department or faculty or institute. We heard already about the master program on AgriGenomics, master program on dairy science. There is also a master program on environmental management in our university and applied ecology. These are the programs that are taught in English language. There are some other programs on agriculture and food science that are taught in German language and partly also offer courses in English language that you might also be able then to visit later on within the program. Typically, a bachelor program has a duration of 3 years. The master program has a duration of 2 years, but it's also possible to study a bit longer, especially if you also join German language courses or if you're coming from another country. If you study animal science or agricultural science in Germany, you typically study it within or choose specific disciplines within agricultural science, for example, animal science, also within food science. And the idea about the dairy science program is now to pick up different courses out of these different disciplines like crop science, animal science, agribusiness, environmental science, food science, and bring them together in such a way that they fill the content around milk production, milk economics, and food processing. Why do we offer such a program at Kiel University? Because Schleswig-Holstein is a very good area for milk production. It's also an area with a very dense number or very high number of research facilities around milk production. Our university, so Kiel University, hosts already 2 research farms around milk production. One of them is the dairy farm Kārkendam, a very modern dairy farm, a conventional dairy farm with a lot of sensor techniques and a focus on future housing system and smart or digital livestock farming. We also do have another research farm, a dairy farm Lindhof, where the focus is organic and extensive grazing systems. So, for example, grassland-based milk production, seasonal calving, and so on. Very close to Kiel, there's the Federal Institute, research institution, the Max Rubner Institute, with a dairy farm with a focus on product safety and quality. And there's also on the south of Schleswig-Holstein a dairy farm also from the Federal Research Institution, the Thünen Institute in that case, which focus on organic farming and mother-bonded calf rearing. So very broad and different aspects that we cover within Schleswig-Holstein and where we cooperate with different institutions to build up a study program, but also to cover all the knowledge. There's another farm of the Federal Chamber of Agriculture in Schleswig-Holstein, which is used for teaching of vocational trainees, but also for students. And we also cooperate with the International Farm Comparison Network, which is also located in Kiel. Now coming back to the study program, in your first year of studying, you will mainly visit compulsory courses, which is quite good if you come from abroad to have a red line and a guidance through the study program. And these courses are, for example, dairy processing, quality, eco-efficiency of dairy systems, and forage quality and conservation. Courses around engineering and animal husbandry, dairy cattle breeding, health management in dairy herds, ruminant nutrition, and also some statistics like biometrical planning and inference. And dairy economics was always a compulsory course. It's an elective now, so you can choose it. You can choose further economic courses within the elective area. You can also instead choose other courses. I'm coming back to this part. So as I said, in the first year of studies, you are mainly visiting compulsory courses, and you can choose one elective course, which gives you a good basic within dairy science and on-farm milk production and food processing, so that in the second year, you are very free to choose from different types of elective courses. In the second year, you're supposed to do your master thesis and to choose further elective courses. And you can start already with the master thesis in the third semester or in the mid of the third semester and feel the remaining time with elective courses. And these elective courses, they might be from a course catalog of the dairy science program. You might also choose courses from other study programs of our faculty, for example, from AgriGenomics or environmental science. You can choose up to 2 courses from other faculties of Kiel University. So, for example, technical faculty, mathematical faculty, and so on. And one specialty is that you also can go abroad to another university in Europe within the Erasmus Plus program, and to choose courses from these other universities within the learning agreement. So very high flexibility to fill up the program with courses that you are most interested in. Just to give you one example for a typical elective course, here the course Precision Livestock Farming, where the main idea is to gather sensor information, to monitor the animals with regard to health or welfare, and then to transfer these sensor information to a cloud and to use it later and analyze it and use it later on to give some information to the farmers. So that's the basis of the course. We will have look on some contents regarding different type of sensors. The very typical sensor is acceleration sensors that are very often used to monitor animal activity or feed intake within animals. Another sensor type is that is nowadays very often used is videos or cameras to make images, and then later on to analyze them. For example, to see lateness or body condition score in cows. Or, for example, to use spectral information, near-infrared spectroscopy, to go towards milk contents. So there's some basis information based on lectures. In addition, you get some literature specifically with regard to this topic, and every student gets a seminar topic to give a presentation on a very specific topic, so that you also get an insight on most current research in this area from the past 1 or 2 or 3 years. And of course, the program is not only about sitting in the lecture room and listening to lectures and seminars. It's also a good share of field trips and practical experience that we have during the study program. We will visit different types of farms, different types of research centers, and also have some practical parts within the study program. So there are, it's not real practical experience in such a way that you really have training courses out of practice. So it's rather add-on to the theory, to be honest, to the theory that you learn in the different courses. That's all. Thank you for your attention. Maybe there are a lot of questions that still remain. If you cannot answer them today, then just write me an email to my email address here, dairyScience@email-uni-kiel.de, and I'm happy to answer your questions. And I'm looking forward to see you at Kiel University for AgriGenomics or for dairy science, whatever your decision might be.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Angelika, for all the details you provided. Once again, they are all the email addresses for all programs in chat, as well as program links. Now, let us take a few questions. Maybe I can once again thanks to Swapnil and Dr. Emrani for taking the program-related questions for you that were sent earlier. There were 11 of them, so all of them answered. Thank you very much for these details. Maybe I could ask you one question, which was about the bachelor of 180 ECTS. Is it sufficient to apply with that, or do you need specifically 210 to process the application? You're muted.
Yes, Angelica, would you like to answer? I think we take 180 credits bachelor
Yeah.
also at Kiel University. We have no problem with that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I
the
guess
normal duration of the bachelor, and it's just important that the university is accredited, of course.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah,
I
I
guess
can
it's the
only
same
agree.
for
So
TRIR. Yes. Thank you. Professor Brun, I have a question, or somebody has a question for you. At TRIR University, how flexible is the choice between the 3 specializations? Can students mix courses from different tracks? You're muted. We cannot hear you yet. You're muted. Yeah.
I was too quick with my fingers. Sorry. Yeah, I would say it's quite flexible. So first you have this first semester to start to get adjusted with all these different disciplines and get a first idea. But then if you look in detail, especially on these elective courses, you will find quite some overlap. And so you could even in the second semester organize your second semester in a way that it would work for the different choices still. After that, then you should really be decided. But I have never came across a student who was complaining I did the wrong choice in a first semester and now I'm lost here. So I never met this. So it will work, I'm sure.
Great, thank you. Angelica, there is one question for you. Do you have advanced courses for active dairy product technologists?
Not directly. We do have courses, but many of them might be in Germany. So the question is more about dairy technologists in the sense of dairy processing. And the thing is that our master programs in food science are rather offered in German language. So the courses in English language is maybe more on a basic level that we can offer in this area.
And maybe are there any kind of like summer or certification courses, or it's done somewhere else?
No. That's
No, okay.
it's.
So I also see questions from Keline, who mentioned that wants to study to do a course in Germany and shared the email address. So, dear Keline, it's usually vice versa. If one of these programs was interesting for you, feel free to directly contact them. I saw also you wrote a background and everything, so I cannot actually assess if you are fit or not. But feel free to directly contact them because it will be the best way. And for the application, you don't need German, and you can already then improve your German during your studies because it was mentioned the German. Like all universities have ASTA and other facilities where you can also improve your German language skills, and it will not be a problem. I saw that your family is already in Germany, so this will even help you to kind of find your way in the country and so on and so forth. So we will not copy your email. Also, I don't have a right to do it. Please check the chat and then directly contact program representative. So now I mark your questions as answered. So don't think that we are ignoring you or something here. And I see, Angelica, you're answering the question in written, but maybe let's take it live and we can call it a day. Does the program cover advancements in dairy breeding and genetic improvement techniques? Such kind of smart things people want to study.
Yeah, so there are basic courses in dairy breeding already covered on the compulsory courses, and then within the elective courses, you can, of course, or students can, of course, change then also advanced courses around breeding, advanced courses around statistics in breeding, advanced courses that are also probably then linked to the AgriGenomics program. So there is the flexibility, and there's also in this area, we do have a lot of courses also in English language. Yeah. That's possible. And there was the first part of this question was around internships or assistantship that the students could do. And of course, students can work as a job student and get experience within institutions and departments, but it might take some time to find a good job within one of the institutions or departments. It's also possible to do an internship, but it's not directly linked to the study program. So you might then rest for some time to do an internship or link it in some way with the master thesis, so it's more individually based. There are some funding programs also to do internships on other countries within Europe or in general abroad. So that's in general also a possibility, but it's not credited. So some universities of applied science, they also offer credits for internships. At the universities themselves, that is generally not the case. So it's rather a private add-on that students do to get some own experience.
Mhm. Thank you very much. The board is clear now, and I see no more open questions, which lets me thank you, dear speakers, for being here.